The District Court of Appeal of the State of Florida in and for the 4th District is now in session. Chief Judge Burton Connor presiding. All persons having business before this court, draw near, give attention, and you will be heard. May God save the United States of America, the state of Florida, and this honorable court.
Good morning to everyone. Judge Spencer Levine will lead us in the invocation. Judge Levine.
Thank you, Chief Judge. We ask your blessings for our country and community and for its government and its leaders, that they may administer all affairs of state and that freedom and justice may always abide in our community. We also ask for blessings for those assembled here today as they become members of the Florida Bar, that they become distinguished, successful members of the bar, as well as active members of the greater community, that they exhibit all of the finest attributes of our profession: integrity, compassion, tenacity, resolve, as well as a commitment and fidelity to our rule of law and to our Constitution, and the pursuit of justice. For as Alexander Hamilton wrote in Federalist Number 51, that, quote, "Justice is the end of government. It is the end of civil society. It ever has been and ever will be pursued until it be obtained or until liberty be lost in the pursuit." May our legal community, judiciary, and those here assembled today always pursue justice and fulfill the dream of our nation. And let us say, Amen.
Thank you, Judge Levine. Good morning again. My name is Burton Connor. I have the pleasure of serving as the Chief Judge of the 4th District Court of Appeal. I welcome you to the 4th District Court of Appeal New Attorney Induction Ceremony. Induction ceremonies are being conducted in all 5 appellate districts across the state today. And what a wonderful day it is. When I was a judge, I discovered that, a trial judge, I discovered there's only 3 instances when a judge performs his or her role and everybody walks out of the room happy. First, when you perform a marriage ceremony. Second, when you grant an adoption. And third, when you swear in a new attorney to the Florida Bar. So this is one of those happy events judges get to perform and everybody leaves happy. This is the second time we've had to perform this ceremony remotely because of the pandemic. Hopefully, this will be the last time we have to do it this way. It is unfortunate that we cannot all be in the room together at the same time, but for safety reasons, we have to do it this way. And because we are using Zoom, again, I remind everyone to please keep your microphone on mute until it's your turn to speak so that we minimize the risk of distracting background noises. There will be a series of speakers making remarks this morning. We're going to lead off with the remarks by the chief judges from 2 of the 3 circuits in our district. Chief Judge Jack Tudor from the 17th Circuit, which is Broward County, and Chief Judge Tony Schwab from the 19th Circuit, which is composed of Any River, Martin, Okeechobee, and St. Lucie counties. Chief Judge Glenn Kelly from the 15th Circuit, which is Palm Beach County, unfortunately had a scheduling conflict and was unable to attend the ceremony today. The trial court chief judges are going to speak in numerical order. So Chief Judge Tudor, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chief Judge Connor. And good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Florida Bar Induction Ceremony. This is the 5th one I've been able to attend as Chief Judge from the 17th. And so at the onset, I want to congratulate all of you for your accomplishments in getting to this stage of your career. I also want to congratulate all your parents who endured writing all those checks for all these many months and years to get you where you're at, and hope that you don't forget about the sacrifices that people around you made to get you to this point in your career. The 17th Circuit is right in the middle of Dade and Broward County, as you all know. And so we get a lot of crossovers from Palm Beach and Dade County practicing law in the 17th. The 17th is the 2nd largest judicial circuit in the state. We have 90 judges and 11 magistrates for a total of 101 magistrates or judges handling matters on any given day. Our president of the Bar Association is going to speak to you all in just a few moments. But let me just say on behalf of the 17th that I welcome you and your practice of law if you are going to practice in the 17th. We don't have a lot of rules. I would just say this in general. You're going to hear a lot of people talk about professionalism today. And I think many of you will carry many of these attributes out of here and with you for many years. But like it or not, people have lapses in professionalism. And that's where judges and the Supreme Court and others have to come in. I hope that never happens to you, because I hope you take the high road in everything you write and everything you do in court. Of late, especially the last maybe 10 years, it's been communications and texts and emails that have been the ire of some of the judges. So you need to keep in mind when you communicate. We used to communicate all by letter. Now it's much more brief in text and emails. So you need to keep your communications on a professional level, and always just consider, would you like that to be in the front page of the Palm Beach Post or the Sun Sentinel if something ever arose in your case? And I think many of you understand what I'm saying. So I welcome all of you to come and visit with us. We have a beautiful new 331,000 square foot, 20-story tower that we just opened about 3 or 4 years ago. And so I hope all of you will come visit with us in Broward County. All of our practices and procedures are all online, like many of the circuits are these days. So to you and your family on this, as Judge O'Connor said, happy occasion. I wish all of you the best, both in health and in the practice of law, and always, always take the high road when it comes to professionalism. Thank you very much, Judge Connor.
Thank you, Chief Judge Tudor. Chief Judge Schwab, your comments, please.
Thank you, Chief Judge Connor. And again, good morning and congratulations to all of you new bar passees. I'll echo the thoughts briefly of Judge Connor and of Judge Tudor, and then add a couple more things. But again, on behalf of everybody here in the 19th Judicial Circuit, again, Indian River, Martin, Okeechobee, and St. Lucie counties, both the judges and the attorneys who practice here, welcome, and we look forward to seeing you here. A couple of things that I would leave you with briefly in my remarks this morning, echoing Chief Judge Tudor regarding professionalism, civility as you practice. Some of those themes that are going to be addressed later on today, you're on a long road and you'd like to think maybe we just completed it, but actually we just got the green light, right? You got your acceptance, we passed the bar, not the acceptance to college, but now you're a lawyer and you're being sworn in at this point in time. So that green light simply gives you the ability to go ahead and pursue your dream. You graduated and passed the bar, and now you can do what you wanted to do, which is be a lawyer. So some things that I would tell you that I think you ought to do as you go forward at this point in time. The first theme would be remember, because I think it will carry you a long way as you go through this profession for 5, 10, 25, 50 years. Remember what it felt like when you got that letter that said that you passed the bar and you then had your ticket to be able to be a lawyer. Remember what it's like today as you are being sworn in. Remember what it's like at the first job, what it was like to get, yes, we want you to come and work for us. Remember what it's like to get that first case, the first time that you walk into court, the first time that the other side doesn't give you what you want, the first time that you have to give the other side perhaps something you don't want. Because as lawyers, remember, we work with the law, but we don't make the facts that fall into our laps at times. But I think that going forward, it would serve all of you well to remember all of the good things about how you got here, who helped you get here, and why you wanted to be a lawyer in the first place. The second thing that I would leave you with this morning is many of you have already gotten that first job. Some of you are still hunting. Some of you think that you're going to make a go of it right out of the gate on your own. But I would encourage all of you, whether or not it is through one of your local bar associations, through your firm, through friends, find a mentor. Just because we've got that license to practice law, again, we got the green light to continue on the journey, but it's a long learning process. And I think if you asked all of the judges that are here, as well as the other attorneys who've been licensed to practice for quite a while, we never stop learning. And so in that process, finding somebody that you can turn to about things relating to not only professionalism, civility, issues with opposing counsel, issues within your own firm, and certainly those things with your client, finding somebody who has been doing this for a while who can give you that guidance so that you don't run into some of those roadblocks that could get yourself into trouble. Those are some of the things that I would encourage you to do. And again, the local bars are great resources for those individuals. Everybody's going to want to have you succeed. Everybody's going to be looking to help. So reach out. Don't feel like you're in any of this stuff alone. And Judge Connor, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Chief Judge Schwab. And following up on his comments, we will now have remarks from some of the voluntary bar associations in the district. We're going to lead off with Jamie Bascom from the Broward County Bar Association. Ms. Bascom.
Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon, Chief Judges, all judges, and the new Florida Bar members. I'm Jamie Finizio Bascom of the Broward County Bar Association. I'm the president, was just sworn in, and I was in your seat 28 years ago. Judge Tudor remembers probably what I looked like back then. And it was a wonderful day. And I know you're feeling that same way right now. Just as one of the judges said, remembering that feeling of that first time you got that letter and that first case is exciting. We are very excited to welcome you at the Broward County Bar Association. We have approximately 4,000 members in Broward County. We're striving for 5,000. So we're hoping that if you are in our area or you're going to be attending our events, please join and come to our events. Our mission is, as the judges have talked about today, focused on professionalism and ethics and what we do in our community and giving back. Legal aid as well as one of our big opportunities that we offer to our members. We do various events, including the community from all minority bar associations, all the way through to service projects to give back. Because one of the things that is most important and that I always speak about when I speak to any of our membership or anyone in the community is we're called counselors for a reason. I didn't know that when I first started practicing, and I thought, why do they say counselor at law? Why is it a counselor? Because in fact, we are counselors in many ways, and you will find that as you are growing in your practice. Not only are you an attorney per se and going into court and dealing with legal matters, but you are counseling people's lives every day. And they look to you and they respect you for that. And it is an awesome, awesome responsibility. And it's an awesome, awesome feeling too, and rewarding when you can help someone through a struggle they're going through, whether it's per se a legal case or just them needing someone to really guide them. And you will feel that feeling. So as one of the judges said, remembering that feeling every time that you are in the trenches and you are dealing with things that are very stressful and going to trial and juggling the practice and juggling life at the same time, remembering that responsibility and that awesome, awesome gift that you're given to be a counselor for these people, and always coming back to knowing that you're there for that reason. So to whom much is given, much is expected. You all obviously have been given those gifts. I congratulate all of you on behalf of our Broward County Bar Association and its members and our executive directors and directors. And we welcome you to join us so that you too can give back and that you can participate and grow along with all of us. And we look forward to seeing you in Broward County. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Bascom. Next, we'll hear from the Palm Beach County Bar Association by President Julia Witta. Ms. Witta.
It's Julia Wida. Why do you do this to me? I am so just grateful to be here with all of you. First, congratulations. Starting your career during a pandemic is not ideal, but I promise you the Palm Beach County Bar Association is your ticket to get through this time in as least a stressful way as possible. So I want to share with you a little bit about my story. I was admitted in 2006. I immediately got involved with our Young Lawyers section, loved every minute. We have not only CLEs, events, and volunteer opportunities, but we have direct contact with all of our judges in the 15th Judicial Circuit. You will learn so much about their do's and don'ts just from being around them on a regular basis. It will make you a better lawyer for sure. Another thing about the Young Lawyers section is you start to develop your leadership abilities right away from the start. Once you work your way through the Young Lawyers section, you will find that inevitably you end up on the board for your regular bar association. For me, that was the Palm Beach County Bar. I was president of the Young Lawyers section, moved on to the regular board of directors for our Palm Beach County Bar, and now in 2021, I have become president of our Palm Beach County Bar Association. This is all doable, and as you're working your way through it, you will find that you have made relationships not only with fellow young lawyers, but with seasoned attorneys who will guide you and mentor you in the toughest times in your career. For many of you, you might not yet be thinking about board certification, but I am encouraging you to do that. That was a journey for me that was well worth all of the time and effort, and it would not have been possible without a lot of the attorneys from my bar associations, the judges who have helped me through the years. This is a monumental task. It takes a team around you to do it, but it's worth it. The practice of law really is an art form. And when you think about board certification and learning your area of practice to the best of your ability, you realize that there is a way to commit your life to this art form. It is so rewarding. Here at the Palm Beach County Bar, if you join, I will be with you at these events. I will help steer you to the right people who can help you, and I will make sure that you are on our board for the Young Lawyers section. Reach out to me. Email me. I am so happy to be a part of your early careers that I know will be very fulfilling careers and hopefully long careers. So on behalf of the Palm Beach County Bar Association, congratulations. And I just want to say this is a very noble profession. We should all be so grateful to be a part of it. And I hope you guys understand what good can come from really devoting yourself to the practice of law, to serving your bar, and to just learning your area of practice. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. White. Next, we'll hear from the Martin County Bar Association through its president, Adam Schwartz. Mr. Schwartz.
Thank you, Your Honor, and thank you for the invitation to speak today, and congratulations to all the new members of the bar from the Martin County Bar Association. And if your practice brings you up our way, please don't hesitate to say hello and see if you're interested in joining our bar association. And I'll be brief, but I wanted to share a couple of my thoughts for you as you enter your next big uphill climb in practicing law. The first thing that I was told when I was a young attorney, and I think that it served me well, was master your craft. Master your craft so that you can help people, you can help clients, and you can help your community. And that is not an easy undertaking. 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 hours. But on the backside of it, you will have mastered your craft. And a good way to do that, speaking with what Judge Schwab has said, and I'm sure you hear from others, is find a mentor. Find a mentor who you click with, who has already shown a mastery of the craft that you want to learn, and learn from them and learn with them. The second thing I'd like to pass along is the rules of ethics are a floor, not a ceiling. It's important to be civil when we resolve disputes. Most of the time, people will come to you because they're hurt, they're damaged, they're upset, something has gone wrong, and they're going to have a fight in some sort of business or personal way in their life. And they're looking to you to be the calm in the eye of the storm. And they're also looking to you to be civil. The court system is looking to you to be civil. If we are going to be able to resolve disputes without resorting to violence and have society have this outlet for which we can provide relief to grievances, the attorneys who participate in the system must be civil with each other. It will serve you for the rest of your careers. With that, I'd like to extend the congratulations again. Welcome, welcome. You have a big mountain ahead of you. Take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and just do the next right thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Schwartz. An important part of this ceremony is going to be the presentation of candidates by the Board of Bar Examiners, and Ms. Sanjina Clay will make that presentation. Ms. Clay?
Good morning. May it please the court. Pursuant to the rules of the Supreme Court relating to admissions to the bar, the candidates before you have been rigorously examined by the board, both as to knowledge of the law and understanding of the standards and ideas of the legal profession. In addition, their backgrounds have been subjected to searching character and fitness investigations. On behalf of the Florida Board of Bar Examiners, I certify that these candidates are fully qualified and that each enjoys the enthusiastic recommendation of the board for admission to the Florida Bar. On behalf of the board, I move that these candidates be admitted to the Florida Bar.
Ms. Clay, thank you very much. And we are admitting these inductees in just a few moments after they take the oath. On behalf of all the judges of the district, Ms. Clay, please thank the Board of Bar Examiners for all the hard work that you do in vetting these new attorneys. So at this point, we are at the perhaps undoubtedly the most important part of the ceremony, and that is the administration of oath. So Judge Artow, if you would please administer the oath to the inductees.
Thank you, Chief. I'm honored to have the opportunity to administer the oath of admission to the Florida Bar. Each of you have worked very hard to become a member of this great profession. Oliver Wendell Holmes is quoted as saying, "Every calling is great when greatly pursued." I know each of you will greatly pursue your calling to be excellent lawyers who will contribute greatly to our profession. I congratulate each of you. Please, this is the time where you actually do have to unmute yourselves and turn the videos on, even if we are going to, because you have to repeat after me and we have to be able to hear you. You're not disturbing us. We actually need to be able to administer this oath and be able to hear you repeat after me. So please, if you're getting sworn in, unmute your mics so that we can hear you, and make sure your video is turned on. And if you will repeat after me. I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear.
I will support the Constitution of the United States.
I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of Florida.
And the Constitution of the State of Florida.
I will maintain the respect due to courts of justice and judicial officers.
I will maintain the respect to the courts of justice and judicial officers.
I will not counsel or maintain any suit or proceeding
I will not counsel or maintain any suit or proceeding
which shall appear to me to be unjust or any defense except as I believe to be honestly debatable.
or any defense such as I believe to be honestly debatable.
Under the law of the land.
Under the law of the land.
I will employ for the purpose of maintaining the causes confided to me.
I will employ for the purpose of maintaining the causes confided to me.
Such means only as are consistent with truth and honor.
Such means only as are consistent with truth and honor.
And will never seek to mislead the judge or jury.
And will never seek to mislead the judge or jury.
By any artifice or false statement of fact or law.
by any artifice, act, or statement
backing the law.
I will maintain the confidence and preserve inviolate the secrets of my clients.
I will maintain confidence and preserve the violence of my clients.
And will accept no compensation in connection with their business.
And will accept no compensation in connection with their business.
Except from them or with their knowledge and approval.
Except from them or with their knowledge or approval.
And approval.
To opposing parties and their counsel.
To opposing parties and their counsel.
Pledge fairness, integrity, and civility.
I pledge fairness, integrity, and civility.
Not only in court.
Not only in court.
But also in all written and oral communications.
But also in all written and oral communications.
I will abstain from all offensive personality.
I will abstain from all offensive personality.
And advance no facts prejudicial to the honor or reputation of a party or witness.
And advance no facts prejudicial to the honor or reputation of a party or witness.
Or any party.
Unless required by the justice of the cause with which I am charged.
Unless required by the justice of the cause
of which I am charged.
I will never reject.
I will never reject
Many consideration personal to myself.
For many consideration personal to myself.
Cause of the defenseless or oppressed.
The cause of the defenseless or the oppressed.
Or delay anyone's cause.
Or
delay anyone's cause.
For lucre or malice.
For malice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. You all are members of the Florida Bar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
So if the inductees could please mute your mics again, and Judge Artile as well, please. At this time, Ron Ponzoli will give an address on behalf of the Florida Bar. Mr. Ponzoli.
Thank you, Chief Judge. May it please the court. Good morning, everyone. It is my great pleasure to be with you to celebrate today. I am Ron Ponzoli. I am an elected member of the Florida Bar Board of Governors, and on behalf of the Florida Bar and all of my colleagues on the board, congratulations on becoming an attorney today. When I think about what it is to be an attorney, that often quoted and famous line from Spider-Man comes to mind. With great power comes great responsibility. And that perfectly describes what it is to be an attorney. And that perfectly describes what every day from this point forward will be and should be for each of you. With great power comes great responsibility. Power. You all now have the ability with simply your signature to require someone to come and testify. With simply your signature to require a corporation to go into its archives and into its database and produce documentation. You can now bind your clients by your signature, by an email to settlements and agreements. Your voice can be the voice of someone who's wrongfully incarcerated, who's seeking to be free from prison. Your voice can be the voice of a mother whose child has been denied medical services, who desperately needs those services, and you can make the change in their lives with simply your voice. And you are now members of attorneys, not just in the state of Florida, nationwide and globally, who through history have made profound social, economic, and environmental change. That is the power that you now possess. But responsibility, truth is a critical part of everything that we do as practitioners. And you saw it just in the oath, truth to the court, truth to your opposing party, truth to your clients. And that sometimes can be the hardest truth, having to tell your clients the difficulties with their cases. And in those occasions, and I assure you it will occur, when your clients ask you to bend the truth, you cannot. Your duty to the truth is above all else. and is a critical part of the entire fabric of what we do as practitioners. Hard work. The practice of law demands attention to detail. All the hard work that you all have done up to this point has prepared you for all the hard work that you're about to do. And it's rewarding work, but it's exacting work, and it's attention to every single detail of your client's case. The court will expect it, your clients will expect it, your opposing party will expect it. You are now ambassadors to the Florida Bar, each and every one of you. You are the face of the profession, and that is a tremendous honor and comes with it a tremendous responsibility. We are attorneys 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's not simply Monday through Friday. We are attorneys when we are at our children's baseball games. We are attorneys when we stand up, not as a lawyer, but simply as a member of our association to speak to an issue. Why? Because our community, our friends, our family, everyone we know looks to us as a face of what it is to be a lawyer. And when you are a problem solver, not a problem creator, but a problem solver, the public sees what we do, appreciates what we do, values what we do. Do pro bono service. It's right in the oath. Do voluntary service, work in your community, be the lawyer that the bar expects and the lawyer that you expect of yourself. It is part of our responsibility. And friends, it is our responsibility to protect the third branch of government, the judiciary. The women and men who sit on the bench often cannot and usually cannot defend themselves, but when the court is challenged or attacked, it is our responsibility to protect that pillar of democracy. And it is a powerfully wonderful responsibility, but is one that we all share as practitioners. I want to congratulate you again on becoming attorneys. I hope that each and every one of you will join the Florida Bar either through a section or through a committee. It will absolutely professionally and personally be wonderful for you. It will expand your practice. And again, what a great day. Enjoy it. Congratulations, everyone. Thank you, Chief Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Ponzoli. We have a tradition at induction ceremonies of having a response by the person attending the induction ceremony who got the highest score on the bar exam. And this ceremony, the response will be by Rachel Schaefer. Ms. Schaefer?
Thank you, Chief Judge, and may it please the court. First, I want to thank the 4th District Court of Appeal for inviting me to speak today. I am deeply honored to speak on behalf of the newly admitted lawyers to the Florida Bar. And as someone born and raised in Broward County, Florida, it is a particularly special privilege to represent the newly admitted lawyers of my home district. I must admit, as I prepared my speech for today, I struggled to come up with what I would say on behalf of all the newly admitted lawyers. After all, each of us will follow very different paths in our legal careers, and our journeys to get to this point have no doubt varied widely. For me, that journey began at the University of Florida Levin College of Law, go Gators, and ended, of all places imaginable, in my childhood bedroom where I took the remote Florida bar exam on those 2 fateful days in July. What I do know is the collective experience we have shared to get here, from taking the LSAT to completing law school applications, to 3 long years of law school and many, many final exams, to months of studying for the biggest exam of all, the bar exam. And after many late nights and early mornings, what seems like an endless amount of coffee, and all in the midst of a global pandemic, we finally did it. We finally became lawyers. We should all be incredibly proud of ourselves and all the hard work, dedication, and perseverance that got us here. It is the culmination of years of study, as well as financial and often personal sacrifice. But this collective experience we have shared would not be possible without the family, friends, and mentors who made it possible. I, like many others, owe a tremendous thanks to my family, especially my parents, who have supported me every day of this journey and never fail to remind me of what's important in life. I also personally could not have done all of this without the support of my law school friend group, Alexis, Andrea, and Michaela, who have become my best friends for life. And to all the parents, grandparents, siblings, spouses, partners, children, family, and friends watching, I want to thank you on behalf of all the newly admitted attorneys for putting up with us for these past few months and for your love, support, and patience throughout this process. It hasn't been easy for any of us. Now a new journey lies ahead of us, one that bestows an enormous responsibility on each of us. We are fortunate to be entering a profession that presents us with the unique opportunity to fight for what is just and what is right, and to allow others to be heard. If you are anything like me, you're both excited and terrified. But whenever you find yourself in doubt, just remember how you feel in this moment. Remember the hard work you have put in and the tremendous personal strength you have shown. Remember the love and support of friends and family who have made this accomplishment possible. And above all, remember to take every opportunity to learn and to grow. Thank you very much, and to my fellow newly admitted lawyers, congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Shaver. In closing, I want to thank Marshal DiGiacomo and Clerk Weisblum and their staff for all of their work in organizing and making the preparations for this ceremony. I also thank my colleagues, Judges Levine, Klingensmith, and Artow for their participation, as well as Chief Judges Tudor and Schwab for their sage remarks and participation. I also thank Ms. Clay from the Florida Bar Board of Examiners, as well as Mr. Ponzoli from the Florida Bar for their remarks and participation as well. And finally, I thank all the representatives from the Voluntary Bar Association for their words of encouragement and suggestions to these new attorneys. I applaud the parents, families, and friends of these new attorneys for all the encouragement, financial support, and emotional support you have given to the inductees. And I know that this is almost as much a proud day for you as it is for the new attorneys that you're here to honor. Your love has been powerful and a sustaining force for these new attorneys. To the new attorneys, I say, job well done. It's been a struggle and you have persevered. Your hard work has accomplished the goal, but as pointed out in various ways to you this morning, the goal of becoming an attorney is just the beginning of a much bigger, lifelong goal. You are now lawyers. You are now members of the Florida Bar. You are now members of the third branch of government. I fervently believe that we have the great fortune of living in the greatest republic of all times. And I fervently believe that what makes us the greatest republic of all times is our devotion and adherence as a society to the rule of law. It's our collective desire to enhance the rule of law and apply it to every person who lives in this country that makes us truly American. This country was founded as an experiment, and the experiment continues today and will continue tomorrow and into the future. And that's because as human beings, we are still evolving. And as we evolve as a species, our institutions and our government must evolve to keep up. There are tremendous forces at play today as we continue to evolve, not the least of which is technology. And technology is accelerating exponentially. Just think about the fact that in the last 20 years, we have now reached the point where virtually every adult you pass on the street has a smartphone, a pocket computer. And we won't even get into the young people walking around with devices with access to the internet. Artificial intelligence is already starting to dominate our society. Genetic engineering is ramping up. Aside from technology, there's the very unsettling feeling that as a nation, we are extremely divided on lots of different issues. Us older attorneys have to ask, can the law keep up and deal with all that's happening? Is our faith in the institutions that have sustained the experiment for over 2 centuries degrading to the point of no return? Is the concept of the rule of law crumbling? It's the new attorneys in this room today who will be answering those questions. So the goal that you have achieved is merely a stepping stone to the much greater and much more important goal of adhering to and enhancing the rule of law as our society continues to evolve. And it doesn't matter whether you become a litigator, a transactional lawyer, house counsel, or even a judge. As members of the third branch of government, we all have a role to play in the mission of the rule of law. I wish each of you all the best, and may God bless all the new attorneys, and may God bless America. At this time, Judge Mark Klingensmith will give us a benediction. Judge Klingensmith.
Thank you, Chief Judge Connor. Let us pray. Dear Lord, today we bring our new Florida Bar inductees before you, asking you to keep your hand of protection upon them. We ask that you guide their steps in the days ahead as they embark on this new and exciting journey in service to their communities. May they take advantage of the privilege they have been given to be an important part of our nation's legal system. Grant them the wisdom and courage to make decisions according to your will, so that the road before them is paved with joyous and prosperous opportunities that will also bring honor and glory to you, to them and their families, and to the legal profession. As we now conclude this ceremony, may your grace, mercy, and peace continue to follow us all. In your name we pray, amen.
Thank you, Judge Klingensmith. Again, congratulations to all the new lawyers. Best wishes to all of you. We are in recess.